Yes, it is another day 15, 10 minutes of exercise. Once here, coming from the old bedroom. This is where all the magic happens. Anyways, so we are going to do some triceps again. So we're going to do some dips and we're actually going to do some abs, but abs in the way of L-sits. Okay. So L-sits are a gymnastic exercise, right? And one of the hardest tools or apparatuses on for gymnasts is the still rings. Okay. So, hey, we're looking kind of tight today here. It's good. Yeah. So there's a lot of training that I did early on in my career. A lot of it was gymnastic based because I like that type of strength. Okay, so we're going to look at some L-sits as well. Now, the tools you need, you don't need any necessarily as you get stronger, because ideally we should be able to do stuff on the ground. Of course, we're going to use yoga blocks now because blocks are nice because then it allows you to push a little bit higher, right, as you get stronger. But ideally, we want to get to a point where you can put your hands on the ground, right, and you're able to lift yourself off of the ground, right? Working with just a teeny bit of space. So if you got like T-Rex arms, you might have a hard time doing this, okay? But the blocks are nice, okay? So any type of block is good. Like I said, I've done in some of the other videos, right? We have these blocks. I don't know if they're around anymore, but they're called base blocks, but they're parallettes, or you can buy parallettes real cheap and easy off of Amazon. It's always good to have a nice little assortment of stuff like that. Okay, but you can get these and then you can use the block to start like so. You could flip it up on one end, right? And if they're like a harder, like a cork core, they're usually pretty solid. If you've got like the softer, squishy ones, it does get a little bit questionable here unless you have really good control. A lot of it is squeezing your arms into your sides here and hugging. Okay, this closing action, which a lot of people don't practice. Yeah, so we're going to do some dips to start, and we'll do some variations. We're going to use blocks because that's always helpful. But you could always, if you want like a deeper dip, yeah, you could grab something. I don't have one over here, but if you had like a chair, I'll kind of show you over here, right? If we twist it towards this little end thing here on the back. Okay, so you could go into your living room and you could put yourself here on the side like this, and then you can get a nice deep dip. And this is really good because then you can get deeper into the shoulders, right? You can kind of like work on some range of motion and some stretch here while you're doing this. Yes, and you can just start here kind of in this chair pose and go up and down. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can extend the legs and get them out here, right? So you're working harder. And then eventually you put your feet up on another chair, right? So you're kind of like your feet are out here while you're dipping, right? There's a lot of progressions or ways that you can work on your dips, but we're going to start on the floor with this first little bit right here. So let me see what our numbers are. We are at 6:06. Okay, so 10 minutes of exercise. So by 6:15, we'll probably go over just a little bit. Okay, so let's get right to it, nice and quick and easy. Now, if you know you can do something harder, then do something harder. Maybe you have, excuse me, maybe you're going to use the edge of a chair. Maybe you're going to just start right here or stack up a few blocks, whatever it is that works, okay? But if we're doing more of like a basic, like, oh, okay, let's just get into some dips, make it nice and easy here, where you're going to sit here, have the blocks coming in by your hands and by your hips. Yes, and you're going to keep your hand on the block, okay? So don't be like grabbing it and wrapping around. I want you to try and get a flat hand, but a hand that is engaged so that we can take some of the stress off of your wrists, yes? And then I go up and I push, and it's just like a small little up and down, up and down, up and down, right? It's not like, it's kind of like when people do like half-ass push-ups, and they're only doing like a quarter of a push-up, right? And then all the comment section is like, no push-ups were done today, right? This is almost like no dips were actually done today. So I am going to switch over to this in just a second. But there is something to be said about working just a small range, a short range of movement in order to build some strength, which is also a possibility, right? Now, maybe you got something a little bit deeper and you want to come up here higher. So now we're getting to like a better dip, yes? And because the block is thinner, yes, I have to think about grabbing around the side, but I'm also thinking about hugging my arms in so that as I'm going up and doing this, my block doesn't roll out to the side, because that would be terrible, right? So it's more than just, oh, go up and down, but actually thinking about keeping the block grounded through the hand. Whew. Yeah, the triceps are already warming up. Good, so I'm going to take a breath there. And you're just following in real time. Yes, and I'm going to do another set over here on the side. Yes. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to hang off of the edge right here. Yeah, I'm going to put my hands on the edge, right? And this is rounded, so it makes it a little more difficult, but it should be okay. I don't know, maybe it'll roll on me. That would be terrible, but it could be funny too. But everybody has a chair. You could do this off the edge of your couch, maybe if you're left with the cushions, because you want something that's going to be a little more stable as you do it, right? But if I wanted to do something kind of easy, right, I'd just have a 90-degree bend with my knees over my ankles, yes, and I'm back here, and I'm going down and exploring what my range is. Yeah, up, and down, up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm taking a quick breath. If you like doing these and you want some hard ass stuff, you do these at the gym, okay? Like you'll get the bench press, but it's on the track that goes up and down for safety. And you do reverse dips on a straight bar. You want some hard stuff? That's amazing, okay? You can try that, yeah? It's hard because you're leaning forward and your body has to kind of scoop under the bar, right? Because you can't go up and down, right? So you're almost like working on this angle, going up and down, or it's almost like a yeah, hard but fun, okay? Now, second set, my legs are gonna be straight out in front of me. Yes, right here. Got my heels into the ground and down. This is gonna move forward just a little bit. Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Triceps, they're getting nice and warm, okay? So we're gonna do one more set with that. And now I'm already like ready to pull up the pants just a little bit. I'm already ready to breathe a little bit, yeah? Now, if you have the parallettes, those are nice too. The parallettes are nice because if you're good at using parallettes or you have wrist issues, a lot of people like this because your hands are a little more neutral in this position versus turned inward like this for the dip, okay? However, when you use these types of things, you need to be conscious of what you're actually doing. So think about a striking hand, yes? When you punch somebody, you want to have a nice aligned hand, fist, right into the wrist right here, okay? You don't want to come like this or like this. That's the worst because then that's how you end up breaking a hand and having wrist issues. So just like you would punch straight with power, right, you want to have that same kind of alignment when you're grabbing a parallette, okay, straight down through the wrist. But what you don't want, yeah, is to have your wrist flexing really hard like this, yes, or be over so that it's going down around the outside, right? So you want it to ground right into the parallette, which is why this is a little bit nicer. So I'm going to use these for just a low, shallow set, kind of like what I did right off the bat with the very first set. Like that right there. And then we're going to move on to some of the L sits, which is where the real money is at. They are hard. They're a pain in the ass. You know what? I'm actually going to make this extra fun. Okay, so the little ottoman is right here, or whatever you want to call it. I've got these here by my hips. Yes, I'm going to push up. This is almost like a decline dip. Yes, so now my arms are up. And you notice how I'm rolling forward? I'm going to think about rolling my shoulders back into a neutral position. Look at my hands. That would be flexed and terrible. This is a good stack position right here. Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Yeah, it's good. Yeah? Boom. So, how about a real question? What do you do if you can't do dips? You work on the support position. So if these were still rings, okay, support is the position when you're in the ring, but you're like this, right? You're holding here, and actually support is externally rotating and turning the hands out to the side. But at the very least, if you're going to do something like this, like you go to the gym, right, your dip station is just going to have 2 bars that come out. You would just work on holding in this position, right? Just like this. Can I just hold myself? Can I just dangle, okay? You're going to be shaky as shit, okay? That's a really good first part. So now, we're going to move on to some L-sit type of stuff, okay? So the L-sit is when you see them in the still rings and then they bring their legs up like they're sitting in a chair, right? It's kind of like they're piking their legs up, yes? So these are some progressions. These have served me very well over the years, okay? So I usually do these with yoga blocks, okay? Parallettes are great for your wrists if you have wrist issues, okay? And we do some baby steps, okay? Now I'm going to show you all the variations. You're like, I want to try the hardest one just to see how hard it is. And then you don't ever go back to doing the basic one to build yourself a solid foundation, okay? Which is bad. Bad news, okay? So ideally, your L-sit will look something like this, yeah? And you're floating off of the ground, yes? But we got to work up to that. And mine's actually a rounded back L-sit. Let me show you from the side, okay? So a rounded, I'm just floating and I'm rounded. You notice my hips are behind my hands because this is actually like the way real balance is working, right? It's you're kind of teetering. Yeah, I'm very heavy up here, but the legs are not. Yes, physics and shit, okay? But ideally, we want to get to a point where I would be just like this. That would be my shape in a floating position. I need to work more on these. Yeah, so you would start here, roll the shoulders up and down, forward, get a neutral spine, come on. Ugh. Okay, hard. Yes, but we can get there. Yes, so our baby step progression. We want to try and squeeze in here as much as we can. Get these blocks, maybe even underneath your thighs just a little bit. Hug it in. Yes. Hands completely on the block. Try not to let too many people fall off of the sides. Hands are engaged. And the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to push up. So it's why we did those dips. Yes. And you're hanging here and you're like, yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. And then you hold, and you want to try and hold for 15 seconds would be the max. And you should be able to do that 4 times. And if you can do that, then you can move on to the next progression. So what is the goal? To be able to do 60 seconds worth of these holds. If you could do 30 seconds nonstop in one position, that would be pretty badass, okay? But if we can do 4 sets of 15, we're ready to move to the next progression, which will probably knock you back to like maybe a 10-second hold, which means you need to do 6 10-second holds, right? 6 sets, 10 seconds each. That's your 1 minute of work, right? Okay, how long does it take me to build that up so that eventually I can get to 15-second holds? Right? Then you're ready for the next one, okay? So if we go sideways, I think I need to move back a little bit more on the mat so I have some space here so I can show you some progressions. Yeah, good, okay? So this would be the easiest one. This is this where we're starting at ground zero, yes? Is we're just sitting cross-legged, yes, and you push down and you hold, okay? And ideally, if you're in this position, we can work on getting our shoulders in line with the hips here, and we're holding here, okay? Next one, okay, is now we're gonna start to bring the knees up, yes? And just the outsides of the feet are gonna stay touching. Boom, I push, I hold, that's not bad. Now where it starts to get crazy is, can I lift one leg off? Yes. Can I lift one? Can I lift the other? Now some of my weight's gonna go back, whoop, and then back down, okay? So there's a moment where the hips are lifting the leg, right? Because if I sit here and I move my leg in and out, it's actually the hip, yes, that is bringing the leg in and out. But then there is going to be a tucking of the pelvis that will help bring the legs up even more, okay? So then we go for 2. Yeah, we're here, you push, you float, yay, we're doing good. You can see both of my feet are off of the ground. You're gonna try and hold this for up to 15 seconds. And if you're not, you're timing yourself so you can figure out where you're at so you can start to challenge yourself. Boom. And then we come back here. I could do these for a long time, like not in the sense of like bragging, saying I could do these for a long time. Like I love doing this shape and this pose right here. So I could do these a long time, like multiple reps and sets because I love the way it works my gut, okay? Which is definitely getting soft. I've been drinking and partying too much, enjoying my 40s, yes? Okay, so we're gonna try and go again. We're gonna try and float. I'm gonna show you some harder progressions after this, but that's a good start. 2 feet on the ground. Then you lift one and then try to get the second one. And it's going to be 50-50. Is it easier to do the lift and put it back down or just going straight up like I'm doing right here and trying to hold this? Here we go up again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Not bad. Let's see where we're on time. I'm sure the 10 minutes is pretty much already up. Oh, we already passed it. It's okay. We're doing good. Count factor in my counting time or my talking time. It doesn't actually count towards actual exercise. So I might do, which I probably will, 4 or 5 of those, okay? At least, right? 10 seconds, 6 sets of that, great. Still feel like you got energy? Great, let's try something harder. Okay, so what is harder? How about extending our legs out in front of us a little bit, okay? If the legs are fully extended, this is gonna be the hardest because the further away you get from your center, the more leverage and weight that you have, making things harder. Keeping it tight makes it easier because everything's nice and compact, okay? So we might just try one here where we're partially extended, right? Because what's the difference between this and this? Just a little bit of distance, okay? But we're trying to stay a little further away. So it might be cross-ankled. It might be side by side. You might be squeezing your knees together, yes? But we're out here a little bit, yes? 2 straight legs is gonna be the hardest. So what's a good compromise there? How about 1 leg bent and 1 straight? So we're stagged, okay? Stagged. 1 leg is stagged in as it goes out. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, Now, in between these sets here, or as you're starting to work this progression, you might get bored of doing the same thing, but I know where I'm at. Where am I at in my lane? So then we might just want to work on our form instead of waiting until we get to the top and doing the hardest skill and then trying to clean it up, right? It's like people who want to go and do pole, like, just teach me all the advanced tricks. I can do this trick. You're right. You can do the trick, but aesthetically, it looks like garbage, okay? But yeah, and then it's like, yeah, but I could do the trick. It is impressive that you can do an advanced level trick sloppy, okay? I would rather see an intermediate level trick clean as F, right? Especially when you put it on stage, but just food for thought to think about it. So maybe I'm going to come back here to the halfway point and I'm going to float, but I'm rounded, so I can think about, can I shift my weight forward? Can I roll my shoulders up and back? Can I get a neutral spine while I'm hanging here? Maybe, yes. Can I hold it? Good. Can I extend the leg? Boom, okay? So I'm challenging myself within the level that I'm at, yeah? Ooh, who's gonna come join us? Philly, you made it. Philly wants to be here for 10 minutes of exercise too. Hi, buddy. You wanna go say hi to all the followers? Go over there, go say hi. Go say hi. There he is. Perfect. Good boy. He's well trained. Yeah, kitty butt. Okay, so that's what you would do. And then your last set would be 2 straight legs. Okay, and ideally, in a perfect world, we point our feet, yeah, with just a little external rotation. So we've got that nice gymnast look. Let's do it, and then we're gonna wrap up. Here we go, up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yes, okay, so that was 10 minutes of exercise, and we barely are getting to cracking on this stuff right here, okay? So you can do sets of these. 10 minutes would easily be done on just one or the other. I could kill 10 minutes doing dips. I could kill 10 minutes just doing these abs. And the L sits are abs, but there's so many other things going on there, right? We got our shoulders, right, our stabilizers, we're squeezing in. We've got the wrists, what need to engage and balance. Yeah, so I'm calling it an ab workout, which it absolutely is. But there's a lot of other muscles that are being used in order to do that, yeah? Good. No, that is my Chanel collection, okay? And if anybody wants to come and check it out, they're more than welcome, okay? Jenny doesn't have anything, okay? These are my bags. And you can quote me on that. So, anyways, yes, just a quick look at the Chanel, right? It's like a sneak peek. Right, look at all of those yummy little bags. I don't know. Maybe if somebody does all 21 days, I'll send one to you. And I won't tell Jenny. Maybe I'll send you this little purse or something right here. That sounds like a really good idea. Okay. All right. Anyways, 10 minutes of exercise. I'll see you all tomorrow. We've only got a few days left. Okay. It's the 15th. Doing this 21st, which means 6 days left. Obviously the math is, very easy to do. All right. I'll see you all tomorrow.